Hello and welcome to SSEN partnership along with Rev Sports for the coverage of the Women's World Cup. Good morning. It's raining, it's pouring here in Vizag, and the skies opened up the moment the match finished. I think pretty symbolic the way India has played in Vizag. There have been improvements, there have been positives, but more negatives and more worries to be taken from here. Let's list down at least say three reasons why India fell short in the last ODI against Australia, and now India is just 4 points from 4 games, which was 4 points in 2 games. What would you say is one of the main reasons that India fell short?
I think surprisingly again the first reason will be the batting, because although India scored 330, that was a very good score on the total on the board, but still I think they are still 20-30 runs short, because the start that they managed to get, and at one stage they were like 234 for 2, then again some little partnership, and then at stage 302 for 5. From there only you easily, everyone was thinking that India will score above 350.
Yes, and just not the score, it was in the 44th over that India was already 302 for 5. So in 6 overs you were expecting India to push it more towards 400.
Yes. So but I think those runs came short, and ultimately that proved a huge in this game, because ultimately dew is going to be a factor, and everyone knew that. And under dew, the more runs you give your bowlers, the more cushion you give. So I think despite putting up a good batting display, hit hat on the board, still I think the batters could have done a bit more considering the start that the openers gave.
Yeah, absolutely. I think as you spoke about the partnership, the first wicket partnership was 155 for India, and then there was a Jemmy Richa partnership of 54, but the other partnerships you can see a bit of Harleen 42, but then the rest of the partnerships are not even cannot even be discussed or spoken about. So it's that lack of partnership that came back to a few short runs. And the other part, what I thought was, you have not played 7 balls. In those 7 balls, you could have added 7 runs. You could have also added maybe a boundary and 6 runs, so that would make it 10 runs. Overall, you could have added few runs and taken the score a little higher, which would mean that Perry and Kim Garth would have to take the game to the last over. And last over, funny things have happened. Had Perry been dismissed, Alana King coming in, with 10-12 balls to spare, and Alana King coming in with last 5 balls, 6-7 required, is a whole different equation. That's point number 1. What would be your point number 2?
Point number 2 will be the combination. Again, I think against top teams we have been talking about that Team India should look for the 6 bowling option, not the part-time bowling option, pure bowling option. So we are expecting that maybe in this game we can see both Amanjot and Renuka, together in the playing 11, as both of them were seen in the practice session also. But again, Team India went in the same playing 11. But yeah, I think your coach have indirectly confirmed that they don't want to tinker with the batting lineup. So it is highly unlikely that Team India will make any certain changes going forward.
You spoke about combination. I actually will kind of not contradict you, add to it. I will say not only the combination and the rigidity. When Amol Mazumdar in the press conference says that we are okay tinkering with the lower order, but we are not okay tinkering with the top 5 because we don't want to hamper their rhythm. Interestingly, none of us can see any rhythm, because Smriti scored a 50 for the first time in this World Cup in the 4th game. Same goes for Pratika. Harleen is yet to get a 50 in this World Cup. Harman is yet to probably even get to a 40 in this World Cup. Jemmy, same. 30s, just 30s and 2 zeros. So what rhythm exactly are we talking about? It's very difficult to understand, and especially in the top 5. If you said Richa's rhythm, I would understand, because that girl has performed. Even yesterday she scored a 30. So it's that rhythm part is something that struck. And the other thing is, There's so much pressure on the young shoulders of Kranti Gaur. You are the lone strike bowler. Yes, Amanjot Kaur took 2 wickets in the end, but that's like chipping in. And that is her role. But she's not your strike bowler. Who else is your strike bowler? You do not have a strike bowler. You have 5 bowlers, 5 batters, and a wicket-keeper batter. That's about it. Still, you know, the likes of Deepti Sharma, Sneha Rana, Amanjot Kaur, they can chip in with the bat. And chip in means they have been chipping in with the bat. Yesterday was the first game that the top 5 actually contributed with the bat. And so I'm still very confused. What is this rhythm that Amal Mazumdar spoke about in the press conference? Anyway, last reason.
I think a bit captaincy. I think things could have been tighter, especially in the last few overs.
Yes.
With some strict fielding, you know, restriction as all, and a few different plans that could have worked in favor of the bowlers.
Absolutely. I think with the off-spinner bowling, there was no short fine leg. Kim Garth batting. I don't know if the calculation is wrong. Kim Garth can bat, you know. It's not like Kim Garth cannot bat. I think even Megan Shute can bat, but maybe Megan Shute, you can say the least among them. Yeah, the least batting skills among them. But rest of them can bat, and you cannot have Australia out of the contest ever. But I don't think India
Ever enough?
Yes, game awareness is a huge thing that India is lacking, you know. So that is our third point. Do keep watching SSEN, and by the way, we are now going to rush to the airport because we have to reach Indore. I mean, first the airport, and then of course the flight will take us to Indore, because that's where the next game is India-England at Indore. It will be extremely interesting how India turns up.
Must-win clash.
Now all the 3 clashes are almost must win, and I am saying almost because if you win 2 out of the 3, then you have to wait for other results to go in your favor, and you have to wait for the NRR also to be good enough. So a lot of tough situation, mathematical calculations will be out there, and sorry, but India alone is you know, they have themselves to blame for putting themselves in a tougher situation now. Can India come back? What are the kind of practices that's happening? We'll come back with this and much more. Do keep watching SSEN and Rev Sports. Like, share and subscribe to both the channels, and see you very soon. Thank you.
Thank you.